Yeah. You know, one critical point that Andrea, one critical day was Andrea had a meltdown. She was in California. California was the original meltdown, but then she came back and we were face to face. And she was like, actually she does a better job telling it, but she was in the middle of her boo-hoo and asking, well, how do you know you love me? And everything that I do is always about how to think versus what to think, which means that I distance myself from telling people stuff. And in turn, I put them in a situation they can think about, well, how do you come to that conclusion so that if we're both standing on the same side of the table, objectively, we can just come to a conclusion, right? As opposed to people trying to have their will and push things on.
Well, babe, the question really was, you know, I thought about my past relationship, my marriage, and I thought, you know, when something just feels too right and too good and too much, it's like I'll open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing that you can't even receive.
Right.
I'm like, Nate, what if this is just now? How do you know that this is gonna last? How do you know you're gonna stay with me forever? And I just started feeling like I don't want to get divorced again. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting married to get divorced again. How do you know that I'm the one? And that was the question that I posed.
Now, what did I say?
He said, okay. He said, go get your Bible. I was like, what? Thinking he's got some eloquent speech. He said, go get your Bible. I'm like, okay. The Bible never really too far from me, but so I grabbed the Bible, and he said, turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Now, I know what 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is. Most people do. It's the love chapter. And he said, okay, I want you to, so to speak, to vet me. What you experience, what has been your experience with me against what 1 Corinthians 13. And so he said, go to start at verse 4. And it goes in to say, love is patient. He said, stop. He said, have you experienced my patience? And I said, yeah. I mean, you gotta understand, I'm crying now, like I'm having a situation. And then he said, go ahead. And the next one was love is kind. He said, have I been kind? I said, yeah. And the next one, I can't remember what the next one was, but love is not proud, it's not boastful, it does not envy, it is not jealous, it does not boast, and it does not keep record of wrong, and all of these things. And I went down the list, and I was like, right, I'd never done that before. I was like, man, if I'd have done this before the last time, maybe I'd have had, whatever. But I was so impressed by that, because that is God's definition of love. That's true love. That's agape love. That's love that never leaves. You know what I'm saying? That's love that goes through anything. And so when I went through that and I saw his character to be that of 1 Corinthians 13, I felt safe. I felt safe. And so that was it. Yeah. I've never had a man, or I never had anybody do that before. So I started teaching that to all the single women.
That's a good one.
Right. Okay? There you have it.
So yeah, we are truly blessed in so many ways, and that's it. In meeting Andrea, and it's really the fruition of all that God had always promised. My first pivotal point was at 19 when I walked the river during the desert storm, and I said, Lord, if you allow me to make it back, I know which day of my life. Another pivotal moment for me was when I got introduced to the world of personal growth and development and entrepreneurship via network marketing in 1996, the week I graduated from West Point. Another pivotal point was when I just finished reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad in 2001, and in 90 days after reading it, knowing that I was leaving the military and I was going to be in between jobs, I took massive action, and in 90 days I acquired over $1 million in assets, which laid the foundation for my first million by 32. The next pivotal point was when my first wife said to me one day that she was miserable and needed to find herself. And we never lived together up until that point, because she was living in one place, Georgia, where I bought my first investment property, because she was living up there. I was living in the DC metro area. She was working on a PhD. That summer, I was just writing out how exciting, how much I was looking forward to us finally being together. And then a few months later, after September 11th, she tells me that. And I'm like, life is just beginning. We haven't even been together. So then I found myself heartbroken, because this was my soulmate person. So that was a pivotal moment. Because in that minute, I learned how to love. I knew after a required 6-month separation that I filed for divorce, because I was like, okay, I'm not going to hold someone that doesn't want to be. And so that was a pivotal moment. And then the next defining moment was, next defining moment was experiencing loss. Coming here, having success, but then when the market crashed, how it impacted me was that I had a 40-unit apartment complex in Maryland. So I was an absentee owner, I lived there. People were losing their jobs up there, and then in losing their jobs, rents couldn't come in. I carried it for 3 years. And then just got to a point where I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Let's keep throwing good money after bad money. So as I let that go, because I had a property in Georgia, which was a family-owned property that I couldn't pull out of my name, I had to make a decision. Do I file bankruptcy, and if I do, here's all the things that could be impacted, or do I, and it was my grandparents that were living there, or do I deal with it? Can I fall on the sword? And can I just go out and rebuild? And that's essentially what I chose to do. And so in doing so, I let all the things go that I had to hold on to something that wasn't a financial decision, but was all because of a family. And so so in that situation, I started losing everything. The 40-unit apartment complex, homes in Florida, Georgia, Maryland, Virginia. Seeing the repo man come pick up an SL500 hardtop convertible, come pick up a Hummer, come pick up a BMW. I mean, all that stuff. Moving from a 6,000 square foot home to a 10 by 12 room with no shower. So experiencing that loss, and then seeing, once again, how that was handled. I mean, that's really a period of time where, Robert's been with me through some things, because it was just a situation like that where he knew me, he knows me, he's known me, and seeing me in that point. When Andrea and I met, I was in an apartment living with a guy. So we were sharing an apartment. At that time when I gave her the book, that's what my actual situation was. So that was another pivotal moment. And then she and I meeting with me being about my business. And that God would give me those experiences to be a West Point graduate with degrees in engineering and sociology, to having an MBA from George Washington University, financial training from Georgetown University, being a former CFO of an Inc. 500 fastest growing company. To have all of that, but then to still see how do I deal with life if he brings me at a different point. But it's all in preparation, the capacity building. Because I said at 19, Lord, if you allow me to make it back, I'll know what's there in my life. So I've never been defined by my stuff. And so my gifting, and why I'm saying that I know that there's something, there's a promise that he has. Because he knows what kind of soldier he has. I'm battle tested. I always tell you people, character over reputation. You don't have to worry about, I'm not a punk. I deal with stuff, so you guys that lock arms with us and go forward with us, you got a leader, you got a soldier. So to that end is that I'll never leave you astray, I won't fail you, I won't give up on you, but I'm gonna build you so that you actually can really go out there and then lead people. And so that's what separates me from other people. I develop leaders.